Friends, now we can move to next unit, unit 14, correlation and regression. Friends, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and support. So we can start with correlation and regression. This correlation and regression is used to understand the relationship between two variables, say x and y. Scatter diagram is the visual representation of data about the relationship between two variables. For example, this is a scatter diagram. If we plot between x and y, we get data as these points. So this is scatter diagram which gives relationship between two variables. Next, regression is used to check whether there is any relationship between two variables, and correlation checks how strong this linear relationship is. So regression checks whether there is any relationship or that is linear relationship between two variables x and y, whereas correlation checks how strong this linear, that is how much it is linear or curvilinear the relationship is. Now correlation, a correlation exists between two variables when one variable has any type of relationship with another variable. That means it is not important that there must be a linear relationship. It can be curvilinear or any other relationship, circular, etc. So a correlation checks whether there is any relationship between two variables. And strength is described by weak, moderate, or strong. These words is used to describe the strength. Correlation coefficient or coefficient of correlation is a number, that is, it is a number that describes the strength of linear relationship of two variables and is represented by R. R equal to covariance of xy by sigma x by sigma x into sigma y, and value of R lies between -1 and 1. R equal to -1 means perfect inverse relationship between those two variables. R equal to 1 means perfect direct relationship between two variables, whereas R equal to 0 means no linear relationship but have some other curvilinear relationship. That is the meaning of R equal to 0. That is, they have some other, these two x and y variables have some other curvilinear relationship but no linear relationship. That's how we have to read correlation coefficient. This is a linear scatter plot. Here these data points represent the relationship between two variables, and we can draw a line so that it is equal distance between these points. Coefficient of correlation has some limitation. First, if points on scatter diagram on a circle, coefficient of correlation will be 0 since correlation is only for linear relationship. So coefficient of correlation checks only linear relationship. So if the point lies like this on a circle, this data lies in a circle, so R will be 0. So we cannot interpret what type of relationship is this graph gives using coefficient of correlation. If sample chosen is heterogeneous, R will have high value but variables will have no relationship. That is, the sample, if we choose sample heterogeneous sample, that is sample consisting of these elements which have no relationship between them, R will have high value. That does not imply that they have a high perfect relationship, but there will be no relationship. If two not related variables rise or fall together, R gives a value of 1, that is direct relationship, which is absurd. For example, if rice consumption increases in same year, road accident also increases. That is, R will get a value of 1. That is, if we plot road accidents on the x-axis and rice consumption on the y-axis, it will give a linear relationship, and R will have a value of 1, which read as increased rice consumption caused increased road accidents. This is totally absurd to talk like this. So these are the limitations of coefficient of correlation. Now we can calculate coefficient of determination from coefficient of correlation, that is square of coefficient of correlation. That is coefficient of determination equal to R square equal to covariance of xy by sigma x sigma y the whole square. Covariance of xy is 1 by n sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar, and n is the number of observations. S bar, y bar are the means. Sigma is sigma y standard deviation of x and y respectively. X bar equal to sigma x by n, y bar equal to sigma y by n. Sigma is given by root of sigma x minus x bar the whole square by n. Sigma y is given by root of sigma y minus y bar the whole square by n. R equal to covariance of xy by sigma x into sigma y. Also, this equation can be written as n sigma xy minus sigma x sigma y by root of n sigma x square minus sigma x the whole square into root of n sigma y square minus sigma y the whole square. This already I have told in another video how we can remember this equation. We first remember like this: n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y. Put x equal to y. We get this, that is n sigma y square minus sigma y into sigma y, that is n sigma y square minus sigma y the whole square. Put y equal to x, we get n sigma x square minus sigma x, the sigma x into sigma x, that is n sigma x square minus sigma x the whole square. Now next we can go to regression. Correlation has given the strength of two variables x and y, so we have to check whether there is any relationship using regression first. So equation of regression is the linear equation y equal to a plus b x, y bar equal to a plus b x bar. Residual is the difference between actual value and the estimated value, that is y minus y bar gives the residual. So if the question asks you to check residual, you have to calculate y minus y bar. To find regression, first we have to find covariance of xy and value sigma x. Y equal to a bar a plus b x bar, sorry, y bar equal to a plus b x bar. Then b equal to covariance of xy by sigma x square, that is b equal to n sigma xy minus sigma x sigma y by n sigma x square minus sigma x the whole square, or it can be written as b equal to 1 by n sigma xy minus s bar y bar by 1 by n sigma x square s bar square, where a equal to y bar minus b x bar. So if we get b, substitute here and we will get a equal to y bar minus b s bar. We get the value of a. So after calculating a and b, we can use regression equation. So put a and b here. So we get the equation to predict the value of y when x is given. So standard error of estimate. To check how good our prediction is, we can use standard error of estimate, which calculates difference between observed and estimated value of y. If y bar is the estimated value of y, then standard error SC equal to root of sigma y minus y bar. Y minus y bar is the residual, that is difference between actual and the estimated value. So SC equal to root of sigma y minus y bar the whole square by n minus 2. N is the number of observations of each variable. Y bar is a equal to b x bar. SC equal to root of sigma y square minus a sigma y minus b sigma xy minus n by n minus 2. So friends, if you like this video, please subscribe and support, and also share to your friends. It will be very useful for you. So the standard error has small value. If it has small value, our estimate is fairly true or accurate. That is 65% confidence that actual value lies between y minus sc, y bar minus sc and y bar plus sc. That is, this can be written as 65% confidence interval y bar minus sc, that is y bar plus sc, and if it is written as y bar minus 2sc, y bar plus 2sc, it gives 95% confidence interval. So question will be asked to find 65% confidence interval. You have to just find out first sc, that is standard error, then difference between y bar minus sc. This equation gives y bar minus sc and y bar plus sc. So we will get the interval or period up to which there is 65% confidence that this value is accurate, or our estimate is accurate. Y minus 2ac, y bar plus 2ac gives 95% confidence interval. So that is all friends for this chapter. So thank you.